Good afternoon, everybody. It is Friday, June the 10th, and I wanted to get a video out today. Today we ended the week again on a down note for U.S. stocks. 9 weeks out of 10 now, U.S. stocks have closed the week in the red. 9 out of 10 weeks. That has actually not happened since the Great Depression. So if it feels like we're dealing with a little bit more from an equity market standpoint than we have in the past, it's true we have. We have not seen markets this consistently bad week over week in terms of just this grinding lower, this continual decline since the 1930s. So if it feels bad, that's because it is pretty ugly. But also in regards to that, I want to talk about the inflation numbers came out today. They were really, really hot. It was about 8.6%, I think, which is, again, the highest we've seen since 1981. That has a big part of it as well. But consumer confidence hit a reading of 50.2. All you need to know about that reading is this. It is actually the lowest level of consumer confidence in recorded history. And so that caused me to take a look back and saying, okay, when we've hit these extreme levels in the past, what have the equity markets done? And let's go back to 1975, February 1975, we had a reading in the high 50s, about 57, higher than today. In the next 12 months, equity markets were up 22%. May of 1980, last time we're in this really deep inflationary crisis, we hit a number almost where we are right now, almost 51, so it's only slightly higher than where we are right now. The next 12 months, equity markets were up 20%. October of 1990, we had a reading about 62 or 63. Next 12 months, equity markets up 29%. March of 2003, not a bad one, really. We're in the mid-70s, but we had the end of the dot-com sell-off, rather, 2000, 2002, rough time for equities. We had a couple years there. Still, consumer sentiment was in the 70s at that point, significantly higher than today. Next 12 months, up 32%. Let's look at November of 2008, a market correction, a market crash, really, around the financial crisis, way more significant than what we've experienced so far. We hit a number about 55 or so. Next 12 months, stock markets up 22%. August of 2011, again, a number reading about 55 or so. And next 12 months, markets up 15%. At the bottom of COVID, when COVID hit, we had a consumer confidence number of about 70 or 72%. And the next 12 months, of course, we had a 42% bounce off the COVID lows. But the number that we're seeing right now, 50.2, to give you an idea, average consumer confidence indicator is about an 85 or so. 50.2 is a historically low number. And that is, and I'll tell you what, that definitely rhymes with the conversations that I'm hearing from people as I'm talking to clients, as I'm talking to people that are calling in, wanting to hear my thoughts about what's going on. As I've said in several of the last videos I've done, I don't think we're done yet. I think it's going to remain very choppy, very volatile, at least until we get to this midterm cycle. But we're investing out for a year, 2 years, 5 years, or more. I think these prices 2, 3, 4, or 5 years from now, it's going to be one of the situations where you're going to wish that you put money to work when the sentiment is this bad. But my point with this video is this. First of all, 9 out of 10 weeks, the markets have been down. That hasn't happened in my lifetime. It hasn't happened in most of our lifetimes. Hasn't happened since the Great Depression. And despite the fact that there's actually some really good stuff out there in the world, I recognize that we've got some problems in this country. I recognize there's political divisions. I will even say point blank, I think that the leaders and the people that are in front of microphones in Washington, D.C. are absolutely exasperating this, because there's no national cheerleader on the stage right now that is saying to people, it's saying to the American population, you know what, the world actually is not coming to an end. There's a lot of really great things happening in the world. There's a lot of great things happening in this economy. There are a lot of fantastic ideas and companies to invest in. Our lives, for sure, have been impacted by higher prices, but guess what? Prices have been higher in the past. There have been more disruptions to overall life in the economy, way bigger than what we're dealing now in the past. But yet we have a consumer confidence number that is the lowest in our recorded history. And these are numbers that go back decades and decades and decades. So again, my point today is that if you're feeling bad, you're not alone, because apparently the rest of the country is as well. My belief is that the future will be better than what we have today. I believe in human ingenuity. I believe in people's ability to take ideas, put them to work, make a profit from it, make the world better in the meantime. And I just wish that some of the people that had a microphone a lot bigger than mine would say the same thing, because guess what? We are all on the same team. This country will continue to move forward. It will continue to advance. We will continue to prosper, but we've got to ditch the fear. I put a video out back in December where I said, excuse me, let's ditch the fear. And there are some things to be concerned about. There's things to be nervous about. But come on, we're going back now decades and decades and decades. And you're telling me that people in this country believe their confidence levels are lower than they have ever been since before the Vietnam War. Come on, people. We had 9/11. We had market crashes. We've had all kinds of things. We've had COVID. We've had all kinds of things that will occur. This too will pass. There are definitely challenges. There are definitely problems out there. I've said in the past, I don't think this market volatility is over yet. I think we got a little bit more to go. I wish I could say otherwise. But the future is going to be better than we think it's going to be. And I truly believe that. Everybody, it is Friday. I'm going to get out of here and go home. It's probably next week by the time you all see this. But look, take care. Hug a loved one. Go out, breathe some fresh air and relax, because the world's a pretty good place. Take care.